WeWork filing for last night bankruptcy. Chapter 11 announcing a restructuring plan that includes a $3 billion debt for equity swap.
In the end, no amount of money could make the business model work, holding on to long-term leases and turning them around for flexible, short-term rentals. That was always a risky proposition, made more so in an era of low interest rates and peak rental prices. But it was a wild ride that many people with a lot of money and success tried to make work over and over again. This chart tracks the rise and fall of WeWork's valuation over the years.
August 14th, 2019, the moment everything changed. On this day, WeWork filed its long-awaited IPO paperwork. Investors expected a groundbreaking moment. After all, the company was valued at $47 billion just months earlier. But what they found inside that filing sent shockwaves through Wall Street. Billions in losses, reckless spending, and a CEO with unchecked power. Within weeks, the IPO collapsed. WeWork's value plummeted by over 80%.
WeWork was the poster child of the unsustainable startup frenzy of the 2010s.
We're a company that builds communities. We have our mission, our main thing that we do is curate and create culture.
Adam Neumann, the man once hailed as a visionary, was forced out with a $1.7 billion golden parachute. In the early 2010s, a new kind of office space was taking over major cities. WeWork, co-founded by Adam Neumann in 2010, promised to revolutionize workspaces by making them more than just desks and chairs. It was about community, collaboration, and culture. Neumann, a charismatic Israeli entrepreneur, sold a vision that investors couldn't resist. His pitch? WeWork wasn't just a real estate company. It was a tech company. This positioning made WeWork incredibly attractive to venture capitalists who were eager to fund the next big disruptor. The company started with a single shared office in New York and quickly grew to over 800 locations in 120 cities worldwide. By 2019, WeWork was valued at a staggering $47 billion, thanks to billions in funding from SoftBank, Benchmark Capital, and other major investors. Neumann wasn't just a CEO. He was treated like a visionary, a guru. He spoke of making WeWork into a $1 trillion company and even planned projects like We Live, a communal housing concept, and We Grow, a school system for future entrepreneurs. At its peak, WeWork was one of the most valuable startups in the world. But behind the glossy branding, cracks were beginning to form. As WeWork expanded, so did the red flags. The company was hemorrhaging cash, yet Neumann continued to live an extravagant lifestyle, funded by WeWork's money. Unlike true tech companies, WeWork was simply leasing office space at long-term rates and renting it out short-term. The costs were unsustainable. Meanwhile, Neumann bought a $60 million private jet, hosted wild parties, and invested in unrelated projects like wave pools and tequila brands, all while WeWork lost millions every day. Conflicts of interest emerged as Neumann purchased buildings under his own name and then leased them back to WeWork, making himself rich while his company burned cash. Employees recalled bizarre moments, like Neumann banning meat at company events and claiming he wanted to become the world's first trillionaire. Then came the breaking point. In 2019, WeWork filed for an initial public offering, IPO. This meant opening its finances for public scrutiny, and what investors saw shocked Wall Street. The IPO filings revealed WeWork's financial disaster. In 2018 alone, the company lost $1.9 billion in revenue. It had $47 billion in lease obligations, but was only generating a fraction of that in cash flow. The leadership structure gave Neumann an iron grip on power, even allowing him to pass control of WeWork to his wife in case of his death. Investors panicked. The IPO, initially expected to raise billions, collapsed. WeWork's worth plummeted from $47 billion to under $10 billion. SoftBank, WeWork's largest investor, forced Neumann to resign, buying him out for $1.7 billion. Thousands of employees were fired as the company scrambled to survive. By the time the dust settled, WeWork's dream of becoming a $1 trillion company was dead. Today, WeWork still exists, but as a shell of its former self, struggling to stay afloat. The WeWork saga is a cautionary tale about hype, unchecked ambition, and financial recklessness. Adam Neumann sold investors a dream, but in the end, his vision collapsed under the weight of reality. What do you think? Could WeWork have survived with better leadership, or was it doomed from the start? Let us know in the comments.